surrender your assault and barbaric war against Ukraine? Will Vladimir Putin surrender?
What would it take for Russia to have an overall, not just humanitarian ceasefire? What does Ukraine need to do?
Further escalation of the war, whether by accident or design, threatens all of humanity. Raising the alert of Russian nuclear forces is a bone-chilling development. The prospect of nuclear conflict, once unthinkable, is now back within the realm of possibility. The security and safety of nuclear facilities must also be preserved. It's time to stop the horror unleashed on the people of Ukraine and get on the path of diplomacy and peace.
Were you expecting that at some point something like this might happen on Russian television?
Hi, Lawrence. No, I actually never expected to see that on state-controlled television because it is so tightly controlled by the Kremlin. And this woman, my heart goes out to her for her bravery. I've never expected to see anything like that, and it made an enormous impact.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. I just want to show you the scene of one of those Russian strikes this morning here in the heart of the city. You can hear the sound of the alarms from the buildings that suffered some of the blast damage. You can see the debris on the ground there. And if we move across, you can see all the storefronts blown out. And the same is across every single window in that block. And what we're seeing, I think, is a change in Russian tactics. In some senses, their land movement has stalled, and now they're targeting infrastructure, hitting civilian sites, as well as defense industries.
Overnight, more strikes on Kiev. 3 areas hit, including this 15-story apartment block. At least 2 people reportedly killed as rescuers search for residents reportedly trapped under the rubble. With Russian forces trying to bear down on the nation's capital, the aerial bombardment is increasing. This is the moment a Russian missile destroyed a building right in the heart of the capital on Monday. The projectile intercepted and then crashing into the street, killing at least 1 person and wounding several others. Another Russian missile striking a different apartment building in a residential neighborhood.
This is exactly what indiscriminate Russian bombardment actually looks like. An apartment block struck by a missile at 5 in the morning, and you can see the incredible damage that it's done. And scenes like this are being played out across the country.
Ambassador, it's Pamela Falk from CBS News, as you know. My question is about a ceasefire. What would it take for Russia to have an overall, not just humanitarian ceasefire? What does Ukraine need to do? And what's in your resolution? What are you proposing on humanitarian corridors? Thank you.
I cited a few things obvious for a humanitarian resolution. You will see it soon, shortly, because it will be published.
For an overall ceasefire.
Negotiated ceasefire. Of course, it should be negotiated, and the ceasefire will take place when conditions that were put forward by Russia will be implemented, and they are very well known.
And could you just lay it out what those conditions are?
Demilitarization of Ukraine, denazification of Ukraine, no threat which would come from that territory, from that country to Russia, no joining NATO. President Zelensky announced just a few hours perhaps ago that he understands that Ukraine will not join NATO, citing in particular his disappointment with the way NATO reacted, but the goal of Ukraine joining NATO is in the Ukrainian constitution, so it should be dropped from there first and foremost. I think that's enough.